Hey YouTube, today's video is about grass and tree mods to transform the landscapes and forests in Skyrim. These will also include the mods that I use in my videos. So the first ones I'm going to show you are the grass mods. It's important to remember when installing grass mods that they have a fairly significant effect on your PC's performance, especially on FPS. So just keep that in mind when you're installing any grass mods. Alright, the first mod I want to show you is called Origins of Forest by forbeatn. This mod adds all these plants to the forest floor. It uses 3D models for the plants, so it really adds depth to the forests around Skyrim. And you can see here some of the plants are actually quite big compared to your character. This is definitely one of my favorite mods, and I use this mod in almost every build I have of Skyrim. The second grass mod I want to show you is called Folkvangr. Now this grass mod completely overhauls the grass and the landscape in all areas of Skyrim. This mod has been incredibly popular ever since it was released. It's definitely one of the most beautiful grass mods that you can install. And here you can see how it changes depending on where you are in Skyrim. So between the Rift and Whiterun. Another good thing about this mod is that it's compatible with Origins of Forest, the previous mod I showed you. It gives this really complete and wild look to the Forests of Skyrim that I really like. And you shouldn't have any problems as long as you load Origins of Forest after Folkvangr. They should work together with no problems. And the third grass mod I want to show you is called Tamrielic grass. This mod also replaces the grass all over Skyrim. Depending on what style you like, you might prefer the look of this one. It's probably a little bit shorter than the other ones. You can also change the colors, so I have the green field installed, but you can also get a more yellow grass installed. It's totally up to you. But this is also a very nice looking grass mod to install. I also want to show you some secondary grass mods that I use. The first one that I want to show you is called Windy Grass, and all this does is it makes the grass in your game move. You can control how fast it moves, so you can make it look like you're in a hurricane, or if there's just a gentle breeze. And then for EMB users, I have two mods that I recommend: EMB Complex Grass and EMB Collisions. All links will be in the description. And now I will show you the tree mods that I use, or that I would recommend to use. The first tree mod is called Traverse the Ulvenwald. I would recommend to use this mod if you're after a more realistic type of tree. It's also important to note that this mod replaces all the vanilla trees in Skyrim. So it'll replace the pine trees as well as the aspen trees in the Rift, for example. So just be aware that you can't use other mods that replace vanilla trees alongside this mod. But otherwise, I highly recommend this tree mod. It's definitely one of the most beautiful tree mods, in my opinion. The next mod is called Happy Little Trees. Now this mod is a personal favorite of mine. If you like a sort of fantasy vibe in your Skyrim, then I would recommend to use these trees. They're very bright and colourful, and they come at a low performance cost. So if your PC maybe isn't very high end, this mod should still work. This mod also replaces all the vanilla trees in Skyrim, so it can't be used alongside the previous mod. The third tree mod is called Aspens Ablaze, and what's unique about this mod is it only replaces the aspen trees in the Rift. So I would recommend, if you are using Happy Little Trees, then to use this mod, Aspens Ablaze, alongside it, and it creates a really good fantasy vibe in your game. And you'll see that my leaves are quite orange. I've installed the orange version of it. There are different versions. There's also a yellow leaf version, and then there's also a version where the yellow and the orange are mixed together. You also might notice the falling leaves coming from the trees. This is a totally separate mod, but if you like that little effect, I will link the mod in the description below. The last tree mod I'm going to show you is called Dark Forests of Skyrim. If you're into a kind of darker fantasy vibe, then this is definitely the mod to install. It places dead or dying trees all around Skyrim. It's also unique in that it doesn't replace any of the vanilla trees. It replaces unique standalone trees, so it can be used alongside any of the other mods. It also adds these funny looking mushrooms, or these gigantic mushrooms, around Skyrim as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, if you like the dark fantasy, kind of darker Skyrim, then this is definitely the mod to use. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a request of a mod you'd like me to cover in a video, then put it below in the comments.